to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that—
Are our clothes really so... oh...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Thoma. In which case, welcome to the Komore Teahouse, a safe haven for the—
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Thoma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere.
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright, I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here, so I came up with this little fun greeting. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about it. Helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apology. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning. Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. So you've heard of his. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission... But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but...
What delicious tea. In the past.
Sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it for all time.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent vision, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, and this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would, and yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally! Don't blink! So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is...
Makes sense.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Thoma assures me that you, at present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds. Given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance, a commission's power rises and falls with the trust traveler. Lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said. This...
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt decree, and a swordman.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then...
I'm sure you'll do great.
See, where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima. Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels. But now, all of a sudden, we will gladly apologize if that's the case.
If you want my opinion, something to do with... It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still, I can't claim to fully understand it. But truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him...
Seems like he's a well-respected... You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what true. But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision in the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then...
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you read... But if you can't remember any... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little harder to remember...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Teji...
I keep a diary? If you say so.
Oh, yes, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to...
One day, I'll be as great as we This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we... Today, the villagers and I got to get... Today, I helped rescue... I went kite flying today. Seems like... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today. Now that's the kind of info... So this is the Omamori Tejima wrote about. Interesting. Look, but anyway, if he had this with him all the time... Here we are! This seems to be somewhere that Tejima... The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something pretty amazing if it... It looks like a letter. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, well, let's go give Tejima his stuff.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess... But I have... Still... It's clear that I was waiting for someone here. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I... And just look at all... How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for... No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think... maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for... Although... What if she were to turn up eventually? only to find I didn't remember so much as her name. Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why? Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my... I shall remain here and keep waiting for...
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, seems it's just like Ayaka and Thoma were saying. If you lose your vision, that certainly explains the state. At least we were able to help him. Well, according to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing. But why would they take act? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know any...
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We heard the commotion and
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything. He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't...
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she... Maybe we should talk to...
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, my own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of truth I've...
Well, that's strange.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform and it's not just...
Does it have to do with the missing...
I didn't take any... To top it all off, if you don't believe me...
Huh. He seemed... But we better confirm. Let's go round up the... We should be able to follow their tracks. They...
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more. Today's just the beginning.
You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after. Let's teach them.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of...
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew it.
So what did you see inside? Was it stuffed with
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found... I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal?
You've got a deal.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but...
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods. We better talk to this Miss Aoi. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our...
Yeah, so we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it.
Welcome to Tsukumomono or perhaps there's something you... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up...
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always... However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost.
So that's how he was getting those emergency... But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people...
Wow. Kurosawa was... And no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, no. If you ask me, of course, I'm sure there would. As for why, if you're still curious, why don't you go? I see. That reminds me, most unfortunate, if he does.
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about. In hindsight, why don't you ask him about this? Oh, but.
But you.
Information. Don't worry. I won't charge much.
At least we now know. Let's go talk to Kur... What are you doing here all by yourself?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out...
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provision? But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two... This sword was once wielded by... I remember once when I was young... What did he say? It would seem that I forgot. All I can remember now is my father telling me, and said to me...
Hey! If you look carefully, there's... Can you recognize the words?
Virtue? Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless depth. But what use are virtue and just... The Tenryou Commission seized my vision. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good
Yet another troubled... When we get the chance, let's... In any case, we must never let us sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all ambition. Fortunately for us, let's go find the next poor soul. The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's...
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong.
Maybe, but... Things have gotten dangerous before.
It's just because he's been possessed.
Hey there!
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers. Don't make me draw my blade.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard... But then we got here and over...
From the way you're please, accept my apologies. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? Sensei's name is Domon. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He once said that his goal was to... And so... But then...
Not long ago, Sensei, he says the strength... Junya and I have discussed it, but if I'm honest...
The Grand Narrow...
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on... Not that we'd have any means of involving the head, so don't worry, Nanako. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to witness Sensei just now, when Nanako... When she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was... All the while he kept calling... One of them was Anzai. Sensei wouldn't stop calling... The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. further up.
I'll find the treasure for sure.
Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta...
How did you catch up? Are you sure your Domon's unless... I guess it's been a few years.
Excuse me? We're the one... And what are you doing sneaking around?
Bad news? I'll have you know, I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am
His senior? Wait, that means you must be...
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same swordmaster. Studying make, I had begun training 5 years before him. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve, but Domon, Sensei scolded him. I thought so too at the time. Only then did I realize he was consumed.
Sure sounds like he...
Because until he arrived, of all the disciples, Domon's arrival changed it. Later, I heard that After that, I wanted nothing further. So, when I heard rumors that, I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. So you see... Okay, you've heard my story. You should get...
Seems like we got it. Still, Paimon...
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind?
Nanako.
I am sorry. With what power? But spirits and all is certain.
Lady Yai?
The head shrine maid? Correct. I am unable to say for
Excuse me.
That won't be necessary. I must leave now. But
who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken no...
Do you mean to say that Sensei...
No. That's not what I meant. I just mean this is Lady Yai. Anyway, given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei.
Sure! After all, who knows? Maybe we'll be... Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, no wonder Junya was so excited. Also, is it just Paimon? It was probably...
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword. Please.
as you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have...
Lady Yai, it must be a This is nothing like him at all.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed. But
then did...
Yes. This is a change in the person unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under. He suffered a spiritual collapse as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperate. As for what has triggered...
Stripped of his ambition?
Your school practices stillness of mind, freedom from all... There was once one who claimed to be in... Then, what of the...
Lady Yai, I'm not...
The path... It requires one to take their sword firmly. Only a deep commitment to his ambition. When that ambition disappeared...
Poor sensei. To think...
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Anzai, why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes, but that is no reason to strip them of—
But what if one day I put everything I had into trying? If there's a chance they'll end up like—
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, I can't know when I want to keep going until the day.
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually—
Goodness.
You see? Being stripped of your ambition is something— So, just as you are not in the same position that
I'm sorry to have made you worry. I no longer have— But as your sense, this is my promise.
You can count on that. But I am now Well, don't just stand—
So even though his ambition was taken away...
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady
So, the wind that blows from afar carries fresh. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child.
Ooh, Lady Yup, she seems super mysterious. We can come back to it in...
See that he stays safe.
Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sins.
Yeah. Short of getting them their vision, Ayaka.
Because.
Ooh, wait.
Oh.
Oh. Okay then. Ayaka, you.
Thank you both. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. Perhaps thunders roar, lightnings flash, but I believe that surely you understand what it seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on— You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd place my— Now then. Given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on— Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs.
Oh, Paimon gets it!
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in—
Makes sense. Perfect place for us.
In any case, we can— The almighty Shogun. She inspires awe. It was her almost complete— The issue is this. For the vast— After all, it is but a— Because of this—
How can they be like—
Nevertheless,
Resistance?
Yes. Many who have lost are to say a little more about, but I do wonder whether they're... Of course. We have... They invariably... It almost makes one wonder...
Ooh, Paimon!
Oh? What would you...
Have you got a plan yet?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please.
So what?
Well, for example...
You're telling Paimon...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, the problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu...
Darn! So they found...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time of... Exactly. I feel the same way. By no means do we intend to place the... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a firework...